And a very good evening to you. You're listening to the Modern Mystic radio show. I'm your host, Sarah. I'm going to be with you for the next 30 minutes. I will be taking a couple of callers later. So one or two callers will be doing free readings. I'm really looking forward to that. Just to remind you of how you can get hold of me. You can get through to me via my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can find me on Facebook under Modern Mystic and also Mystic Saira. And on my Mystic Saira page, I do a weekly free live psychic session where you can pop your questions in, and if I'm drawn to you, I can do you a quick mini reading that way. So keep your eye out for that. That will be listed on my not on the website but on my Mystic Sarah page, so do keep an eye out for that. Okay, so I'm going to go straight into my topic today, which is geomancy. Now this is a way of reading, gaining psychic readings using a very, very ancient form of divination, which is geomancy. So geomancy means simply foresight by earth. It was very popular in medieval times. It dates back hundreds, maybe thousands of years, different forms of it as well, but going to take you through the form that I know. So with geomancy, you have 16 individual symbols, and I'm just going to show, I've got them on cards here, and I tend to use cards for very quick readings, so I'm just going to show you some of them here. So that's one symbol, and we've got some more here, so you can see they're not particularly challenging or difficult. They're very simple, just a series of 4 dots. So let's just have a look at how you get the first or a symbol. Okay, so it's using the sense of sort of randomness here. So you would find a way of generating an odd or even number. Okay, so you can just grab a handful of crystals, or flip a coin maybe. I tend to use a dice, so I have my dice here. And so what you do is you roll your dice, if you're using a dice, or flip your coin or whatever, 4 times. Okay, so with each time you work out whether you've got an odd or even number. Okay, so you'll have a series of odd and even numbers come up 4 times. Now that makes your symbol. Okay, so we can see here you have 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so that is your first symbol. Now, what you can do with geomancy, you can actually pull out a few symbols. Each symbol has their own meaning, by the way. Or the way in which I do it, which is a little bit more complex and is not necessarily something that I can do within a quick reading, is actually I create a chart. And this goes right in depth with, within the reading. So you'll cover all aspects of life. Okay, so I'm going to show you the beginnings of a geomantic chart. Okay, so I've shown you how to generate your first symbol. Now you're going to have a series of 12 symbols in total. So this would be, if you can see, the start of a geomantic chart. Okay, so that top line there is where I would have thrown the dice 4 times for each of those 4 symbols to create that top line. Now that top line is called the 4 mothers. Okay, so when we go down to the second line, which I'm going to show you, we go on to the 4 daughters. Okay, so let's just show you that. Okay, now the way in which you get those is by taking the first line. I'll show you again the first line of the 4 mothers, and then you do the second line to get the second symbol for the second daughter, third line for the third daughter, fourth line for the fourth daughter. Okay, so here we have all of that completed. Okay, now finally the third set of 4 symbols are called the 4 nieces. Now these are made up by adding up, so niece 1 would be adding up mother 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly show you what I mean by this. So niece 1, again you'll have 4 of them, will be adding up this one and this one. Niece 2 will be adding up the other 2 symbols you can see just here, and then the same with the daughters, add those 2 or those 4 up. Okay, so you take daughter 1 and 2 and daughter 3 and 4 together. That will bring you your 12 symbols in total. Okay, now they're taking that, we will add that into an astrological type of chart, which I'll go into in a moment. But you also need, with that, a further 3 symbols. And I'm just going to show them to you here. So these are called the left witness, the right witness, and the judge. So we have them here. Okay. Now, if you were going to do maybe a brief sort of quick chart, if you wanted an overview on a specific area or a specific question, or maybe just a theme about the whole chart, you would take those last 3 symbols and you would actually, you know, just do your it's like a summary, if you like, of the reading. So the left witness talks about your subconscious elements that are influencing you. The right witness talks about the things actually coming in to your life, the external influences that are affecting the situation. And the judge, if you like, is the final outcome. Okay, so the way in which you get your left witness is to add up the first 2 nieces, which is right at the bottom of the chart that we did just there. Okay, and then so you would add up the first 2 nieces for left witness, second 2 nieces for right witness, and to get the judge symbol, you add the left witness and right witness together. Okay. So that's how you get all of your symbols together. Okay, so when we have the initial 12 symbols, forget about left witness and right witness and judge for the moment. That is your overview, that is your summary. We need to add those symbols to the astrological chart. Okay, so I'm not talking about star signs. I'm not actually talking about planets, okay? We're talking about themes and general areas of one's life. So the houses, basically. So what we would have here for the first house is talking about you know, yourself. The second house is about your possessions, property, that kind of thing. Third house is in terms of communication. The fourth house covers the area of home. The fifth house covers the area of creativity and also children. The sixth is about health. The seventh is about love, marriage, partnership, that kind of thing. The eighth house is about death and regeneration. The ninth house is mental exploration. The 10th house is career. The 11th house, hopes and fears. And the 12th house is basically things that are complicating the situation, things that you might have to sacrifice, things to be aware of, what might be holding you back. Okay, so once you've got all of those symbols in that chart with the 12 houses, you can then have a look at what each symbol means in reference to that area of life. Now, this can give you an incredibly detailed reading. Now, with the symbols as well, you can also attribute star signs, therefore timings, in with your geomantic chart. And this is something that I've done. For my... Okay, so that being done, so this is something that you can do at home. I do have a bit of a cheat sheet, so if that's something you're interested in, all you need is a way of generating an odd and even number. Like I said, a coin will do. So if you'd like that cheat sheet, you can contact me via my website. Okay, so I believe I have my first caller, and this is Yolanda from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hi, Yolanda, are you there?
I am. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. Really excited to have you on. Is there something you would like me to focus on for you tonight?
I would actually. I live with a boyfriend, and his father just recently passed away. And I was wondering if you could pick up on anything relating to him at all.
Okay, let's just have a look and see what I get there for you. I'm just going to deal some cards out to tune in, and let's see what we have. Okay. So have you been picking up on his presence there?
Well, I have
around you.
Not really. I didn't know this man. However, there's items in my house that I acknowledge every day because it's a part of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does he know that I do that?
Yeah, so I just feel that I've got his presence very strongly around yourself and your boyfriend. What I'm actually being drawn towards here is, my throat area. So I don't feel like there was proper communication before he left. Does that make sense?
Did you say there was not proper?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, because what I feel here is all my throat chakra is completely sort of congested up here, and it seems as though with his energy, it's almost as though I feel like there was much that he felt like he needed to say to your boyfriend that he didn't have the opportunity. I feel like there was a bit of an emotional distance between the two. Does that make sense? It feels like it's not like a sternness, but I just feel like there was a distance. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I feel with the reason why he's coming forward with that is that he doesn't want, because I feel like your boyfriend's been struggling with this. And yes. he doesn't want, it's like he's taking full responsibility for that distance, because this was very much like part of his personality to have that kind of aloofness here. And okay. I feel like there has been, with your boyfriend, a huge amount of regret, okay, yes. over the relationship. In his mind, in his father's mind, I feel that it's almost like he wants to let that go, or wants your boyfriend to kind of let that go, because it's not going to serve him in the future. There was love between two of what he's trying to say. Does that make sense?
Well, you cut out. What did you say after there was love?
Yeah, I said that there was love, but it wasn't expressed.
Okay.
In life, that's what I feel here.
Yeah. Now, do you know, is there, any regret on his end?
Oh, absolutely. This is why he's bringing this forwards. Okay? This is why he's bringing it forwards, because he wants to take responsibility. Like I said before, this is part and parcel of his personality, that he does kind of take responsibility for, okay? When we're looking at who should have made more effort in this, in this situation in life, I feel like his father is taking responsibility for that. Okay, so this is why he doesn't want your boyfriend, his son, to take that on board, to take the responsibility, because I feel as though there is, has been a lot of regret over, how can I put it? It's like a missed opportunity. That's what I'm being shown here, like a missed opportunity. However,
Right.
I do feel that that his father is still around, your boyfriend,
Okay.
in terms
Are you,
of almost like protection there, don't, it's almost like the message really is not to mistake his aloofness for not care, for him not caring. He did care. Does that make sense?
okay? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now,
That,
does he know?
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Does
that's
he
okay.
know that I have these items?
I feel like he does. I feel like he does, and I feel like he, how can I put it? He's almost like quite appreciative of the fact that they are still looked after. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a like a young military picture of him, and then I have his flag from the Navy. So I don't want to say a shrine, but I have it displayed, so that everybody can see it.
I mean, how can I put it? I mean, he was not necessarily one for emotion, but I
Right.
feel that, how can I put it? I feel that he's, I really touched. That's the word. Really touched.
Okay.
By you displaying that, it keeps on saying gone but not forgotten. Does that make sense?
Yes. And has he crossed over?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if you either yourself or your boyfriend does pick up on his energy. I feel like he's a strong figure, and he'll come through with strong guidance and support. Like I said, I get this like protective kind of energy around him, when we're looking at your partner, your boyfriend.
Now, can I ask you a question regarding him? I just moved into this house, and probably maybe a week after I moved in is when he passed. I have high anxiety a lot of times being in this house, and I don't necessarily know why. I feel like I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Do you think that like any of that, because I know he was an anxious man and he had anxiety, like, is he doing this to me?
I don't feel like he's doing that to you. However, I do feel that you're picking up on his energy. So it's not like he's doing that to you. When I try and sort of tune into, sometimes it's very difficult when we're empath to kind of work out what is our emotion and what is actually like an external influence. I mean, what you can do is, regularly sage your own property. To kind of clear it. It won't get rid of any loved ones. Does that make sense? But what it will do is it will clear that negative emotion out, because it may actually be attached to, the property of the previous occupants.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
do I just do that with sage?
Yes, white sage.
Okay. You said white sage?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just do that. Just regularly, just waft it, but light it, waft it around, and do that once a week or what have you, whenever you feel, and see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Bye. And off she goes. So we have Jennifer in Red Bluff, California. Jennifer, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Do you have a question for me or anything you'd like me to look at for you tonight?
Yeah, my son has there's seizures, and he's been diagnosed with non-epileptic seizures, but they seem to be getting worse, and I'm having trouble getting a second opinion, and it's horrifying. He's been through a lot, and I was just wondering if there was maybe something I'm missing, or if he's going to be okay, if these are going to calm down anytime soon, or the outlook for him.
Yeah.
So, I guess.
Let's have a look and see what I get around your son. Okay. Found anything? Is that right?
Say that one more time.
He's gone for tests, but they've not necessarily found the cause. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I mean, what I feel like I want to say is, I feel like a second opinion is required.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there is. It's almost like it's really strange because I really want to kind of go right into the center of the brain here. I feel as though there is something, clearly there's something clearly going on here that I feel like I've got a diagnosis available to you, along with. See, this is the thing, without that diagnosis, you can't get the proper medication, which I feel will help him. Okay. So what I'm being pushed towards saying here is to seek out that proper diagnosis via a second opinion. And it's almost like I feel like once that has been identified and treated, because I feel like there's something that they can do about it, I feel like it's almost like I get everything lessening, okay?
Okay.
His symptoms, his seizures, actually lessening here for you. I'm just going to pull out a few more cards just to see what I get. See, again, I feel as though there is a way forward. At the moment, it's look, you do not have all of the information available to yourself to be able to help your son. And what I don't feel, strongly is this is something that should just be kind of left to get progressively worse. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel here that your intuition is actually nagging at you. So yes, you've gone to the first sort of doctor or the first people that are treating him, and I don't feel here that they found the actual root cause. There's something there that they are missing, and I feel that your intuition is telling you that, which is why you're kind of being urged to actually seek out another opinion. I don't think it will be the wrong thing to do at all, and in fact what it will do is it will give you a way forward, a pathway here that's going to enable your son to lead far more of a normal life, is what I'm being told. Okay.
Oh, good.
I mean, obviously, nothing's going to take away the stress and the worry from the situation. You're bound to be, but I just feel like there's something else that you can do.
They said that it's psychogenic, due to he's been through some severe trauma. So that they're due to like the PTSD. But when I see they've gotten worse, and and the characteristics have changed in there. It's really just very convulsive, and I mean it's horrible. It almost looks like he's possessed.
Oh.
And so,
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't feel like this is that doesn't resonate very strongly with me. I'm not. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a physical condition.
Okay.
A physical condition that can be treated.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
to know that I should trust my instincts a lot more. They're usually spot on, but this is a little close, to this subject. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not being funny, but nobody knows their children better.
Yeah.
Than their own mother,
Yeah.
And I think this is something that a lot of people sometimes forget. We're not just all paranoid, people
Yes, right.
that just overreact. Sometimes we actually know our own children.
Right. Well, I've gotten further than with any of this than any doctors have gotten me. That's for sure. I've been very proactive and waiting for referrals, things like that. I've just gotten past that, and so I kind of came to a standstill, and like I said, so it's very worrisome.
Yeah, and I want to say here, don't give up in trying to find the answer. I think intuitively, what they've actually come forward with as a diagnosis, I think is not right. It doesn't sit right with you.
No.
And like I said, I'm picking up something actually quite central within the brain.
And they say that what I've read is that it says that those tests don't always pick up some of that abnormality in the brain when it is in the center of the brain that deep. So that was very interesting that you had said that right off.
Yeah,
that made a lot of sense.
It's like I can kind of see like a column in the brain in between the left and right hemispheres, and it's like I've got it there. The problem is there. Okay. Oh. Okay, I hope that you found that useful.
I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You take care. And off she goes. Now that's it. That's my show done for this week. I look forward to seeing you the same time next week. If you do want that cheat sheet for geomancy, I can send that out to you. Just pop me an email. Just contact me via my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk. Just pop me an email, or you can just pop me a message on Facebook as well. So I'm going to wish you a gorgeous week ahead, and I'll see you the same time next week. Goodbye for now.